everybody. Welcome aboard episode 3 of All of Us, the show that you've been dreaming about. This week we've got a really good show. We've got IllFonic's creator, Charles Brungart. He's here to talk about his game Halloween. We've got forum feedback with your questions. We've got some, you guys have done a good job of sending some in. We've also got a video question this week. Holy moly, that's going to be great. We have the news. We have MVP with your favorite Ben Lesnick. We're going to do a little checkup on Extinct. We did a little live playthrough. We're going to show you a little bit of how I was. Sorry. And we have lots of other silly stuff where I'm not coughing and gagging on my own spit. So we'll see you right after this. Everybody, welcome back. I'm Eric Wingman Peterson.
I am Rob, Design Eponymous Irby.
And I'm Keith Dunkelzaw McCormick.
And welcome to All of Us, the AU Horde show about independent games, anything independent creatively. Like, we would like to follow graphic novels or music or any of that kind of stuff.
Whatever comes to mind.
Right, whatever comes to mind. It's really a show about helping the independents because it's tougher than ever for them to find an audience. So it's not tough for them to find an audience. It's tough for everybody to find an audience. We need your help. Things are rough in games right now, though, man. It's not easy.
It is a rough world out there.
Yeah, I mean,
on both sides.
Used to be, and we were talking about this earlier, it used to be that there were certain job profiles, if you had, that were guaranteed to, you could easily roll it safe. Programmers was one of them. And now, my God, there's so many good programmers. I was here from old friend Mers Jeff, who's the one who says last name. He's just said he got out of work. And it's like, Jesus, that guy is brilliant,
We all know somebody who's out.
Well, that's true.
That doesn't mean all of us. It's just so.
Yeah, so all of us.
Yeah,
it's all about all of us. Well, we're trying to connect gamers, game makers, creators, players, everybody in one spot. And now I know our forums have been up and down, but in the same vein as this show, we're helping another friend of ours who's creating a WordPress killer, and that's what we're building our forums and our website on. So there may be a little bumpy ride, which is why we're doing a soft opening, but eventually we're going to have everything we want on there. You guys will be part of it. Send in your feedback for any of that kind of stuff too, because it is about all of us. Because right now, a lot of people are making decisions for which projects get made based on things like CCU or something of that nature.
Stop inviting that guy in.
I know.
CCU. Concurrent users. So, now you know.
Thanks, Buzzword. Again, for correcting us. Yes, CCU does mean concurrent users. Well done.
Why does it have 2 C's?
I don't know. I really don't know that question. Don't say it again, though.
We're the experts.
The reason we're focusing on independent games is that's where a lot of the creativity happens. I mean, a lot of times when we've been in games forever, you just sort of are rehashing what you've done before or whatever. So a lot of the creativity happening in the industry is from players that are out there just like all of us, and making their own thing. In fact, we're going to interview Charles Brungart today. He's one of those guys at IllFonic who's been doing that for quite a while. Here's Charles with his new horror game, Halloween. Hey, everybody. I'd like to welcome Charles Brungart here. How are you, man? How you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm great, man. We just so the audience knows, we've known each other. Years are going by, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when did you start working with us on Star Citizen? Do you remember the year?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. I remember
13?
The Office. Yeah, it was like 13. Yeah, because I think we had one of our first releases in like 2010, 2011, and we moved into like this temporary office for about 8 months, and that's when you guys came out and visited.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was like 2012 or 2013. But it was actually right after you guys did. It might have been the first or the second Citizen Con. You were still in the old house.
Oh,
So
then it was definitely 13. Yeah,
yeah,
the basement. Yeah, that was
yeah,
something. And we had, I mean, 50 pounds of crap in a 5 pound apartment in that place, man. It was like just too many people. If one person got a cold, we all got it,
yeah.
you know.
I never, for whatever reason, when we went out there, I never went in the house. I remember going by it, but for some reason we weren't invited in. I think it was more just because you guys, I think we had an offsite somewhere for the first summit we
We
did.
did, yeah, we
Yeah,
did. It was just we had nowhere, we had one tiny conference room. We had nowhere to meet. So it's like it was good for starting out, but we needed to move out of there. So you did Arena Commander, you worked for there for a few years, but then you got into like the horror genre with Predator and Killer Clowns, and how did you guys move into that?
yeah. I remember we were actually in the UK, and someone I remember telling, I think it was like Carl Jones or something. We're at a summit there for Star Citizen, and we were like, you know, we said something about I said something to them about, oh yeah, there's this interesting like asymmetrical horror title that this group called Gun Media approached us about. And so that was actually the precursor to Friday the 13th. So really what it was is we got a call from you know, Wes at Gun Media. He knew one of our friends that was the president of Turtle Rock, and you know, Turtle Rock did a bunch of asymmetrical games, so they reached out to them about, or well, sorry, Evolve, and we actually were also working on Evolve. We had a small contract on Evolve at the time. We're working on Star Citizen,
Mhm.
and so Turtle Rock called me and said, "Hey, you know, this group is interested in a horror game. It's called," or he didn't say horror game. He said a game called Summer Camp, and he's like, it's an asymmetrical game, and I'm like, huh, that's kind of weird. Like the first thing that went to my head was like a kids game.
Yeah.
So that's when Wes called me at Gun and kind of said, hey, we have this idea for a horror game, and you guys have, you know, asymmetrical experience because you worked on Evolve, and they recommended you guys, and you know, so we did a small prototype, and then that ended up becoming Friday the 13th. And I think like, you know, for me at least, it we kind of fell into horror more just because it was a really fun game to work on, and it was different.
I don't know what you're doing on Halloween, but I am looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing some of that stuff. And I know that we're kind of early, so we can't go too deep in Halloween. And for the fans to know, we will have you back on when it's getting closer. You do have a release date. You've announced a release date. Are you comfortable
Yeah, yeah.
talking about that?
Yeah, September 8th is our release date, so coming up relatively soon. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It's fun going, you know, deep into it,
Hmm.
and you know, Michael Myers is a very, you know, special killer. So I think uh there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean,
So
yeah.
Halloween's coming out September 8th.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there a place to wish list right now?
Yeah, you could wish list on I think all the platforms, so like Steam, Xbox, Epic Game Store, PlayStation. It's also up on all those stores for pre-order. So
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm looking forward to it. And we'll check in with you again. Love talking to you always as your friend. I enjoy what you're doing. I love hearing the experiences. There should
yeah,
be a war stories podcast for all of us. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah,
We
we could talk all day about it for sure.
absolutely. Well, listen, you have a great rest of your day, and the
Yeah,
show
you
will be
too.
out. We'll see you. I would say in the verse, but we'll just see you around the web.
Yeah, congrats on getting it. It's cool to see the band all get back together
Yeah,
too.
it's
So
fun. It's fun.
yeah.
All
All
right,
right.
brother. Well, thank you.
That looks like an amazing game. Lots of bloody fun. Will be fun, Mike.
Carnage.
Yeah, the horror games are hot these days, man.
Yeah. If you want to see the full interview, though, check out our forums at auhorde.com in case you're wondering. Probably somewhere over my head right now.
We're under your head.
Under my
Yeah, it'll be coming up and bubbling up, I think.
Clever.
Well, speaking of the forums,
It's time for forum feedback.
Other question. If you could release a game with like a special peripheral, such as, you know, like a Mech Warrior or something like that, where it has a certain controller, would you do so in today's situation? Why or why not?
Thanks, Spark. That's a great question, actually. I'd say, honestly, right now, the people who would want to do that can't afford to, and the people who can't afford to don't want to.
That's a good way of saying it. Yeah, the money folks are probably not interested in doing that. You know, we actually worked on a game that, well, I guess back in, 2005, 4, Johnny Whatever. Do you remember the game?
Yes, I do.
We'll show some videos. We're talking here a little about it. It was a guitar-based music adventure game. It's still up on the Fever Pitch Studios website if you want to look at it. But and there was a peripheral that we designed with it. And shockingly enough, Guitar Hero came out the next year. We did have a deal with MTV too, and Coca-Cola for doing, I think it was their Jolt Cola or whatever was our energy drink, and like it's a whole kind of fun thing. And it's too bad we got bought by Gizmondo that time and killed that game. It was a great game. It's a great question though. The game, there are peripherals that are, you know, like nowadays the peripherals are, you need them to be on multiple products. You know,
There have been a lot of them in history, but it's just not really financially feasible anymore.
heck, you don't even get a map with people killing games. Stop killing games. With people, you don't even get the maps like in the boxes anymore. Remember, Ultimate used to put those. Cool
Don't
maps?
even get boxes anymore.
Don't even get boxes anymore, which is ridiculous. What if you want to go back and play it like 10 years from now or something? You
don't own anything.
You're kind of flipped. Well, you know, I know. Right. Yeah, let's see if there's another forum feedback question.
This is from Z.exe. What's the type of game vibe you guys usually enjoy the most? What ratio is the best for a balance between seriousness, edginess, and comedy? Like what kind of comic, too?
Well, that is a really good question.
That's a lot of questions.
That's a lot of questions in one question. That's okay, Z.exe. We'll try to answer for you. What kind of game do you like? What's your jam?
Changes daily. I like chaos, though. I like a lot of chaos. I like chaos that I'm in control of, though, not other people.
That is true. You're like the guy in Jurassic Park that says chaos always finds a way.
I don't think he said that.
Yeah. I think that's edgy games. Right now, I'm really playing Enshrouded. I'll be honest with you. I'm enjoying the crafting, enjoying the play that, and building my house in there. But to answer your question of like edginess versus,
There's not a magic.
Helldivers!
There's not a magic recipe.
No,
that's
not.
part of it. It's like if we all knew the formula, we'd all be doing it all the time.
I think the answer is it depends on the game you're making.
Yeah, and when your game has a life of its own, you'll find its voice, the what fits it. Usually, you just get that feeling that it's right.
We've had calamity sometimes doesn't fit in games. Like here, sometimes it does, a little relief. But like we did a game called Conquest Frontier Wars, which I'll probably give away some keys if you guys are interested because it's still out there. But I got some keys. We should give some to you guys so you can play. And we did some radio ads and some like you're out in space, and we did some comic relief. And there was a question on the team whether it was going to work, and it worked extremely well. It was fine. Other games that wouldn't work so well.
Yeah, and it does. A lot of times it feels really flat when you try to throw something in there because you're stressed out and you want to laugh, but maybe the game doesn't.
Comedy is not easy. That's probably the hardest thing to do, actually.
We haven't figured it out yet.
No. Yeah, as you can tell. Anyway, Helldivers is a great answer. It's got a good balance of all that stuff in there. And if you have a question or suggestion, please put it up on the forums. If you make a video like Spark did, guaranteed you're going to get on. It's straight past the don't suck rule if you make a video.
Wait, suspend the don't suck rule?
Only for questions.
Okay.
Only for questions. But you can also put them on the forums like Z.exe did, and we'll get you on as well. So the more questions, more zany answers with hopefully some comedy.
Plus, it'll make the MVP voting a little harder.
Yeah, it does make the MVP. And eventually, by the way, we plan to give that to you guys. We want to have your involvement, but we've got to get more of you guys involved for that to happen. So if you have a question, drop it off. Where do we drop it?
I don't know, at the forums maybe?
Where are they? AUhorror.com. I'm hoping that they're following my picture.
There, now it's over here.
And they're just going to
It's
follow
over
you. Yeah, so remember to include a video if you can. And let's see what's happening right now in the news.
Good evening. I'm Ben Dover. Here comes the news. The public recently got their hands on a playable build of the long-awaited spaceflight simulator Kitten Space Agency, or KSA, inspired by the long-running and popular Kerbal Space Program, or KSP franchise, which is no longer in development. The game allows players to create their own spacecraft and launch them on space missions powered by realistic physics. Rocketworks, the New Zealand-based developers of Kitten Space Agency, are employing a large number of former KSP modders as part of the development team. You can download a free alpha version of Kitten Space Agency at awu.com. Our sources indicate that Bethesda may be feeling the fallout from certain Xbox shakeups recently. Rumors say that the popular post-apocalyptic franchise may be taken away from Bethesda Game Studios and given to Obsidian Entertainment for the foreseeable future. Obsidian made the popular Fallout New Vegas game back in 2010, and also created a number of other popular game franchises, including The Outer Worlds. They also have long experience working in franchises such as Star Wars, Dungeons & Dragons, and Dungeon Siege. What's that? We just learned that the rumors are true. Obsidian is working on Fallout 5, as well as remasters of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. We'll keep an eye on this story and let you know when they crack open the vault. After Sony announced plans to stop producing physical games, members of the Brazilian government launched an investigation and proposed new legislation that would require games to be supported for at least 2 years after launch. Spearheaded by Dr. Jagdiro Fagali of the Brazilian Communist Party, the proposed law would make publishers give at least 6 months' notice before a game shuts down. Some versions of the plan would also require that players be given servers or other tools to be able to run their own servers. Another lawmaker, Erica Hilton of the Socialism and Liberation Party, has demanded a more thorough investigation into whether recent moves by Sony and Microsoft might violate existing consumer protection laws in Brazil. Brazil is the 9th most lucrative video game market in the world after Canada, and it is the 3rd most populous video game market after only China and the United States. Finally tonight, Pal World, the popular open-world monster training game, is getting its own collectible card game in a move that is likely to anger both Pokemon and Nintendo. Shortly after Pal World released into early access, Nintendo and Pokemon took legal action against Pocket Pair, the game's developers, alleging that they ripped off Pokemon. A series of laughably generic patent and other IP filings followed. Don't you dare, Dr. Buzzword. You did IP last episode. Chill. Pocket Bear quickly made precise changes to Pal World, rendering the big publisher's lawsuit basically moot. Pal World recently completed its full version launch and is now one of the top games on Steam. No word yet how the big publishers feel about this collectible card game. That's all for now. I'm Ben Dover, and this is the news. Good night, and good game.
Always with the cats.
Yeah, but it's good stuff though. I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, there was a hole in our lives.
well, that's kind of all that ties into everything we're doing here, man. We've got, first of all, Obsidian making Fallout. I'm really excited about that. They've really done a good job.
Do a good job, guys.
Yeah,
Don't suck.
Don't suck, right? And I love the fact that Brazil is actually picking up the stop killing games bit. And
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, we will. I mean, it's nice to see a government actually take it seriously, though, because the EU is kind of struggling. The United States, yeah, right. It's it's nice that gamers can buy something and have rights. I mean, you should be able to own it. I think. Otherwise, how Rothschild is going to make it, or GameStop for that matter. GameStop made almost all their profit on that, and you have to admire Pal World. I mean, they're just giving the finger. So that's just pretty funny.
When indies go right.
Right. You know what? There is a guy, friend of the show, Mark Skelton, who also is working on Halloween and Ilphonic right now. He is a bit shady, though.
If life was a video game, then why didn't I get to pick my own stats?
Thanks, Mark. You're always full of insight.
Insight. He's full of love.
Insight.
Full of insight.
Insight.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of it.
Yeah. And now it's time for this week's most valuable post.
Hey everybody, Colton Winglet Peterson here, and welcome to this week's Most Valuable Post. Out of all of the wonderful contributions this week, there was one that stood above the rest, and it was a video question. So congratulations, Spark, you made the best contribution for all of us, and you are this week's Most Valuable Post.
Congratulations, Spark! Get in the running, people. Send in your videos.
It was good, though. Thank you, Spark, for supporting us, man. We'll find some way. You know what? You're going to get a Conquest Frontier Wars key, Spark, for sending that in.
Congratulations.
That's right. See us on the forums or Discord, wherever. Let's remind me, and I will throw you a key. Might even throw you an extinct key. We'll give you 2 keys for free games, because that's for helping us out. All of us are in this together. So, speaking of, we're going to meet a creator now, although we're doing it a little bit differently. Matt Fossa is on our cast. He's one of our cast members. He's done all the music and a lot of the sound effects and things you hear on the show, like the bongs and gongs and stuff of that nature. And yeah, and he's got an idea. We're going to do a Modern Masterpieces segment with the novel he's creating. So
excellent.
Yeah, take it away, Matt.
Hello and welcome to Modern Masterpieces. I'm your host, Alex Fitzgerald, and today we delve into yet another modern classic, an epic work written by Matthew Fossa, Sentinel 2650, a tale of space exploration, discovery, first contact, trauma, and romance. We begin with Part 1, Chapter 1, the date, June 6th, 2647. Lieutenant Commander Elizabeth MacDonald of the Union Star Navy watched the moving contacts on her sensor display while her 7 fellow bridge officers wore taut, grim expressions. 5 bogies were rocketing their way through the blackness on an intercept course for their ship, the USS Sentinel. Liz, any update on those contacts? A deep basso voice with a Southern States accent asked from behind and to her left. Captain Alvin Thomas sat in his large command chair. The powerfully built, mahogany-skinned man was leaning forward, elbows on thighs. Negative, sir, Elizabeth replied in her alto Scottish brogue. Still 5 bogies holding on an intercept course. Very well, the captain replied, as he mentally kicked himself a 3rd time for ordering a warp that expended nearly all of Sentinel's fuel. Sentinel was on the homebound leg of her 18-month patrol in search of ever-elusive alien life. All 54 members of her crew were clearly anxious to get home, and Thomas, feeling that anxiety, had let that get the better of his judgment. Now, for the first time, they were faced with potential hostiles bearing down on them and unable to retreat to the safety of a warp bubble. The captain looked to his right and addressed his comms officer. Mitch, anything from the bogies yet? No, sir, Mitch Tyler replied. Nothing. All frequencies are clear. Thomas sighed. With no communication, it was impossible to know if the inbound fleet's intentions were hostile or simply curious. Either possibility was in play. Very well, Thomas said again. Send this message. Unidentified vessels, this is Captain Alvin Thomas of the USS Sentinel. We're on a peaceful survey mission in this system. Identify yourselves. Loud, high-pitched beeps sounded from McDonald's station. She gasped as she watched the energy sensor display in the center of her console suddenly jump from 0 to 100 megawatts. Power spike, Captain, she called out. They're powering up something, and it's huge. Can we change course to avoid them? Negative, Captain. They're coming at us almost head-on. Changing course would only delay the inevitable. Damn. Okay, just let me know the moment we can go active. We need to find out who these people are. They've actually just come into active range now, sir. Good, the captain said. Give me a full active scan. Thomas watched as images took shape in the main holographic display. The first were 3 small rectangular crafts with stubby engines and a small turret containing what was clearly a plasma blaster. The 2 larger ships, however, were more cause for alarm. They were long, spindly, and segmented. On either side of their forward command pods were grappling arms appearing to claw at space itself, and from the nose protruded massive cutting lasers. Beams like these were mainly used for mining asteroids or carving up debris for salvage, or slicing through starships. Their purpose was clear. Scavengers, Thomas grumbled bitterly with furrowed brows. He then barked, "Battle stations!" We will find out more on the fate of the USS Sentinel on the next episode of Modern Masterpieces. Until then, I'm Alex Fitzgerald. Good day.
Hey, if you missed anything, check out our forums at auhorde.com.
Yeah, and we did a little playthrough. We're checking up on independent projects. We've seen a few along the way, Halloween, Angel Guardian, and the first one we featured was Extinct. We did a little small playthrough, so we're going to check out a little studio snapshot, see what they're up to these days. So this, many of you guys will know, this is Extinct. It's a game we featured on episode 1 of the show. Yeah, you know it's, go ahead, go send yourself. Send yourself. See you later, alligator. So, essentially, this is a platform shooter, or not shooter, platformer. But right now, these are like mini quests or mini games. We're just kind of in the warm-up area, shooting the eggs at the nest. So, kind of get used to the controls. You can do this. You can tail whip. You know, I love the boots that come out of the back. Yeah, we can. It's kind of got some Smash Brothers to it, but ultimately, we're co-op as well. So I'm gonna head over to the ruins. You guys can stay here because I'm gonna start the match, and we're gonna do it.
Oh, I found a nest. There's one over here in this little side room.
Okay, I'm gonna pick my egg back up then.
You're at the eggs. You get points.
Notice when you're shooting, you have a little thing that spits out the front so you can aim. Yay.
Oh, yeah. I'm up. Did I just get you?
Yeah, yeah. Don't throw me over. No. Okay.
Sorry. I got an egg.
Okay. Well, that was very nice of you.
Come up here.
Into a direction, and then you will jump. You will actually do this. Look at me. Look at me. And
Don't use the gym yet until. Oh, we got meteors coming. You sent the gym. Okay, so I have a gym. I know what we do with the gym here. We shoot it into the mouths of. Now we gotta dodge meteors.
And I'm about to get hit, yeah.
Come on, Keith. Go left.
come on. Okay.
All right, let's go get on the lily pad.
Okay, come on. We do it. Come on. Okay. I'm in the list. Where are you guys? No.
6, 5, 4, I made it. So Extinct is progressing pretty nicely. I mean, we've had them on now a couple times. You saw we played through it last week in the live stream. That was fun. We'll keep checking in with it. I think there's some news coming up on when they're going live or when you can actually go out and get it. Also, if you want a key, let us know because they're allowing people to come in and test with them. I think we've given away 3 or 4 keys this week. So you're welcome. Just let us know in the forums on the Discord. We'll find us there and we'll let you have one. Big thanks to having all of you guys join all of us. Also next Friday we have a live stream. So we're doing kind of we want to do every week, but it's a lot of editing and Rob has a full-time job right now while the rest of us are like hoping to get a full-time job. So that's what's going on. So we'll have a new live stream. You guys give us a topic during the week and we'll talk about it next Friday. We'll put in some people it's called a show called Some of Us. Instead of all of us, it's just some of us. I know. And it'd be a different number of cast members will be there, whoever's available that week, and we'll go from there. But in 2 weeks, we have another promising project. I don't want to tell you what it is, but it's really cool. Soon TM kind of moment there. Your questions and videos, so if you send them in, they will be here. We'll meet another fun, creative person, and that's what's fun. We're happy. And if you have ideas on what you'd like to see segment-wise in the show, let us know because we bounce a bunch of stuff around. We're toying with an idea of a comic book serial pan and scan with meet some other developers throughout the world. And we have some luminaries on from our past and friends. We've worked with people like Richard Garriott, things like that. And I guess the dog's in my backyard. You can hear my phone going off there. We'll have another update on Angel Guardian. And remember to watch our live stream, some of us again, next week. And we figured Keith's problem out. He had his mic setting too low on his Windows deal, and I had it set too low. So really, we just didn't want Keith to be part of the show. We just couldn't get him out of there. So, but now we got it fixed now. We're going to be able to hear him. Because it was like everybody else you could hear, like you could hear us talking and playing with Keith. What? And it was, pretty funny on the edit. And we have these tools that let you normalize. It's just no normalizing that. I want to thank you guys all for joining us. This will only work with your help. Together, we need to band together so all of our voices can be heard. So publishers start listening, and money people listen. We get the. I don't believe the game industry for a moment is dead. Do you think it's dead?
Not at all.
It's a transition.
It's definitely a transition.
Yeah, and it's gonna take a little time to get through it, and the new normal comes out.
Well, with the number of independents out there, whether by choice or not, there's going to be new stuff that's going to change the gaming world again.
Yeah, we've talked about that a little bit too. It's like when we first started, a AAA game was $2 to $3 million, and now it could be billions. And as far as publishers go, that's a really hard decision on what to put $1 billion toward, because that's a company killing decision,
and they can't take risks.
No,
if they're spending that much, they cannot take risks, and even then, they're not always going to.
I mean, Atari had what was ET was in the. They made too many copies of that. Was it Midway that made Turok? They had too many copies of that, or I can't remember who made. It was like it basically killed their company. So these are big decisions that are being made out there, and the beauty is the tools that are out there now allow independents like all of us to make something really cool. All of us. I snuck that in there. That was almost like border. Yeah,
that was real. Almost like normal conversation.
It was professional. I do that all the time.
Every now and then we just stumble into something.
No, that's true too. But anyway, we wanted to create a very powerful voice together. It only works if you're all joining in and we're all doing this together. Because if not, if it's just a few of us, even some of us are not as good as all of us. So join us, please. Where do I join?
And I was going to say, do us a favor. Like us and follow us on all the socials, Facebook, Insta, you name it. Maybe just follow us home from work.
Yeah. But we're at home working already. Anyways, come join us. That just threw me for a loop. But I'm still in, man.
Finally!
We're gonna have a live stream. We're gonna have a live stream right after the show. We'll talk directly to you guys. Do you want to know any questions or answers or feedback you have for us? We want to do it real time. We want to be listening to what you say, what your thoughts, and be part of the making us better, because the end of this show is really
too late.
Yeah. So we will see you all, of us, some of us, and none of us, when you feel like it. We'll see you all next week.
Enter, player.
Forgive me, Father, for I have gamed.
How long has it been since your last confession?
I guess it's been about 3 battle passes.
Go on.
Okay, well, for one thing, I skip every cutscene these days.
Even the first one?
Especially the first one. Yeah, I know a lot of work goes into it. The team, tries really hard to tell a good story, but, I just don't care. I just want to get to the game.
I understand.
And then once I'm there, I have absolutely no idea why we're fighting. I just, my gun glows purple and it makes things explode and I like it, so I just keep mashing the buttons. And sometimes I just start shooting wildly in every direction because everyone else is shooting. I don't even know who the bad guys are.
The code sees all.
I tell my squad, I'm right behind you. And then I loot every chest before I catch up. Sometimes I'll even revive my teammates after I've checked what they dropped.
That's not great.
Father, I teabagged the tutorial boss.
You what?
Yeah, it was last week during an escort mission on this new game I was playing.
An escort mission?
Yeah, I was helping these noobs, and the game is rated E for everyone, but I couldn't help myself. I took out the boss and I teabagged him.
Were there noobs present?
Yes, there were. They formed a circle. Some of them joined in. I felt like I was setting a bad example.
You were. Your penance is 3 escort missions, no complaining, be helpful, be kind, be courteous. And drink a Mountain Dew.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.
Go in peace, and come again.